that we turn into home decor, we sell, or we keep for our house. Today we have these two awesome chairs. I would say that they're definitely kind of a fun, almost Nordic vibe. Lots of great arts and crafts type detail. They've got rush seats on them that we're gonna be covering. And we actually found these next to the dumpster on our way to my friend Marlene's house to pick up a dresser. And Zeb was nice enough to stop for me. So, I mean,
I do really occasionally say no. Like I'll scan, I'll eyeball, I'll be like, you don't have room in the garage for those. If they're a good sturdy piece, I'll make exceptions, which these are.
Zeb didn't want me to be like, stop now. How about now? And I didn't have to go in the dumpster. They were just next to it. It's this one apartment building, which is always a great place to find stuff because people move in and out. So it's not necessarily broken stuff. It's just like, I don't have room for this or whatever. And it's next to the dumpster. Pro tip, clean them down with bleach, then take your heat gun and go over the whole piece with your heat gun because it gets really, really hot. And that helps kill any fears you might have about what's going on. You might notice that we did not paint this part. I was hoping that these rush seats just like came out, but they're built into the chair, and I want to upholster the seats.
So these are pretty cool, and gold is coming back, but not with this cream color.
Well, yes, but not with fruit.
And the fall cornucopia up here up top, mixed with like a Aztec Southwestern vibe and arrows, is just not working. So we're gonna put some grain sacks on.
Yeah, we're gonna hook this up.
We thought the seats came off, but they don't. So we're gonna get creative and crazy, and Jamie's gonna work some magic.
I can upholster seats that don't come off. I do it all the time. We're gonna be using authentic grain sacks, but you can also use like regular grain sack fabric if you're not into like the authentic dinge and stuff that comes on regular grain sacks. We'll show you what regular grain sack fabric looks like here in a little bit. So we're gonna be painting them. This one's already painted in weathered wood. We got a little bit of a head start. And the reason why I chose weathered wood is because this color really matches the grain sack logo that's gonna be going on the seats, because black is sometimes a little harsh, but the logo that's on the grain sack really is kind of a grayed out, blackish gray. Old school would also work well, but I didn't have any old school.
So Jamie's gonna paint this other chair. I'm gonna get started with the heat gun right off the bat here. So, you know, all you people that love the heat gun, it's coming. We'll talk loud, but we gotta get this dried out so that we can start upholstering it, because we can't take the seats off.
Yep. If you guys are new here and you like these types of videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and then there's a little bell. Just click that and click see all. That way you don't ever miss a video. We love meeting new friends and having new subscribers. You know, ironically, they must have sprayed these chairs because you can see the natural wood.
Yeah, I think
bottom.
someone gave them this fun paint job after the fact. I don't think this is a factory paint job.
No, I think it is a factory paint job. The factory it's very neat. But just factories
maybe
sometimes suck at getting the bottoms of stuff.
Because this fruit up on top looks more like a stencil to me.
Down Home Nester said these will be awesome. I think that they will be. One of my big things about chairs is we can make them sturdy, but if they come sturdy, even better. So I actually try to just look for chairs that are already that way, because sometimes making them sturdy or waiting for Zeb to do so just is more energy than I'm willing to expel.
Well, waiting for me to do so, like I usually have a long list of projects, right? So on the list right now, when we picked up these current chairs, is I'm redoing the front porch and doing all that rock up on the front.
We are redoing the front porch.
We're redoing the front porch.
I've been helping.
Jamie's my rock hauler, and she gets in there with the brush afterwards and smooths out all of the mortar.
Very important stuff.
So that's what we're doing right now. So I don't really have time to be sturdying up chairs. I started at 5 last night and got half of the front done by the time it got dark, and we've got to continue on today.
So these, we did lightly sand them because they were super, super slick.
220 grit sandpaper. They probably, each chair took us less than 5 minutes to sand. We've just scuffed it up to take the shine off of it.
And there was a little bit of dirt too, so it was like a clean and sand all in one. Mostly probably because it had rained on them. They weren't like gross or anything, which is nice.
So this chair that I'm drying out over here has one coat of weathered wood on it. We're gonna white wax and distress them, so I think that's all it's going to get. it covered pretty well. There's a couple little light splotchy spots, but I'm pretty sure that once we do the distress, it's not gonna matter.
Apparently people are dying inside that I'm painting over the original finish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's all right because they were headed
for the dump. They were in front of the trash.
Ironically, I painted a mid-century nightstand thinking I'd get some like controversial comments, and pretty much everybody was really nice about it. So I was like, where are all the haters at? So maybe this I didn't do for comments, but maybe it'll get some. Dana's always nice about everything though, so she'll be nice. I actually am probably keeping these at my house, and these definitely are not my jam. So.
Oh, I didn't know we were keeping these.
Yeah,
Where are you gonna put them?
So I want to start slowly getting away from my metal chairs because those are too like modern farmhouse, and this house definitely is not a modern farmhouse vibe. So, and because they're sturdy, I'm gonna
the ones that are at the
dining table.
The table right now.
Yeah, I just want to do a bunch of like.
But I love those chairs. They're so sturdy and they're metal, and they're actually pretty comfortable for a metal chair.
I was just gonna move them outside.
Be outdoor rusty seating.
Yeah. I don't know. I paid $4 for $100 for 4 of the metal chairs, so I'm not like married to them. I much prefer to spray chairs in case anybody is wondering. But so I wasn't supposed to paint that.
I think we'll get some spray videos coming. I've
Yeah.
got half the garage cleared out so that Jami can park in there. We'll just back her SUV out while we're painting. Put a drop cloth on a wall or something.
Well, they're dying because I'm covering the seats. I hate rush seats.
You know, these rush seats are actually in good shape, but they hold everything. They're not good for a dining table with kids.
Yeah, you get like crap, like food stuck in them, or if it's like a hot, sweaty day, you get the imprint on the back of your thigh. Like, they're cutesy, but not practical. I hate to say it. And I don't know, these are not super old, I'll tell you that much, because they have the original screws in them and they're Phillips. So they might be like, maybe from the 70s, but they're not like, I'm not painting over antique seats by any means. So they're probably replicas, which is also probably why they're still sturdy, because after a certain amount of time, it's hard to keep them sturdy.
Well, they have kind of a weird construction. Usually this rush seat will come off, or be the pieces that hold it on there will come off, and this is all one piece on the top.
So Leah says that these might be Hancock chairs, which would be $400 for the pair. How old would Hancock chairs be?
It's not always about how much we can sell it for.
Sometimes it's about usability. They're still Hancock chairs underneath the awesome paint job.
Can I see that brush real quick?
Yeah.
You missed a couple spots.
Thank you. Those chairs are from the 80s, Janet says. I would agree with the 80s based off of the construction, the screws. They've got like these metal L brackets in here, which is indicative of that type of construction. And this rush seating looks like a lot that I saw in the 80s, like early 90s. So you're probably right with that. Hitchcock is 1970s. Oh, yeah, they're definitely not 100 years old Ampers, so they're probably repops.
They're too tall. They're like standard about 18-inch seat height, which is more of a modern seat height. If you go antique chairs, most of those have about a 15-inch seat height because people were shorter.
All right, I'm gonna show you guys the bottoms of these so that way you know what I'm talking about as far as like seat construction goes. Do you see like the L brackets with the screws and the way that these are put together? So I'm thinking reproductions, but good ones. So Kai says they are replicas of solid colonial design. Now they're going to go to solid grain sack farmhouse.
Well, they are solid. They passed the side of the road wobble test.
I think Zeb has video of me picking these up.
I do.
There will definitely be spraying videos because I have been buying and collecting faster than my paintbrush can fly, which is pretty fast. And so we've got to have a paint-a-palooza where we paint all the things. So I think we'll do that here pretty soon. I hate to say it because I never want to get one, but I might have to get a storage unit or a shed or something where I can rotate stuff in and out until we get to the church, because the shop is not super big, but I also don't want to pass up really great buys because I'm going to have an entire big shop to fill.
A lot of space to fill up. All right, I'm almost done with this heat gun, guys. I don't know that I'm going to heat gun that other one. We might only get to doing one of the chairs on here during the live video.
Oh, thank you, Caitlin, for sending out the text to remind people we were live. If you guys don't get our text messages, you can sign up for them at jamirayvintage.com. I don't know if Caitlin has a link, but if she does, she could drop that for us.
The text message is nice because it also lets you know when we're having sales and special events and things like that. And not everybody checks their email very often.
Or it goes to junk. That my email would go to junk and your email is shocking, but I know that it happens. So text message is a great, reliable way. But don't sign up if you don't want to know when we upload videos, because we're going to be using the text messaging for that. So you'll probably get about 5 texts a week for new videos when we go live, and then maybe another one every now and then when we have a sale, which isn't like super often.
Be August. We've got a long road before we get to church. It'll probably be the fall.
Yeah, or like late summer. We had a 6-month escrow. We're about a month into it. We meet with the city for the planning commission meeting for the zoning change tomorrow, and then we have another meeting after that with the city council. We've already mailed out the letters to all the neighbors, so they'll know when the planning meeting is. So maybe we'll meet somebody who doesn't like our idea tomorrow. But I don't really think most people are going to care because it's already partially zoned mixed use. So I don't really see it being an issue. All right, I'm going to finish painting this real quick.
Okay, so we need to get, I'm just making sure that
we need to touch it up.
We're not going to get any paint.
Yeah, on the fabric.
On the fabric.
All right, would you do me a favor? I'm going to just hit it in a few spots that I feel like need a little touch up, and then we'll need to wet this dress.
Okay.
And I want to get the wax on there before we upholster.
Yeah, because if you wax after, you'll just get it doesn't dry out as well on the fabric.
And I'm not like doing a complete second coat. It's just a little like streaky in a few spots.
Call it 1.5 coats.
1.5 coats.
1.5 coat coverage.
Perfect. I just love the beehive design on these. They remind me of those chairs I've been hoarding at the shop that we used in our clothing room. Those are coming home to Mama here pretty soon too. I'm excited for the barn at the church because I'm going to have an entire loft full of chairs.
It's going to be cool.
It's not really going to be for people to see, but I just like to know that it's there. You know, if you need a chair, it's a pain in the butt to find them, so it's just better to hoard them, and then when you need them, you just go pick through your stash. It's time effective. All right, I can't see if I got everything. I hate painting chairs because it's hard to get all the angles. All right. I always start with chairs flipped upside down because nothing's worse than you buy a chair from somebody, you flip it upside down and they miss like all the underneath.
So we got a question here. Amber's and Unique Gifts wants to know what's the difference between retro and vintage. I feel like they sometimes fall in the same category because technically after about 20 years, things are considered vintage.
Well, cars. So
cars are considered vintage after 20 years. You can get a vintage license plate. So that's what I base it on.
Retro is like 20 plus years old, and then I would say vintage starts about the 40-year mark. So anything, for me anyways, I know there's a million opinions, but after like 40-ish years, I'm gonna call it vintage, and after 60 to 80 years, I'm gonna call it antique. Some purists say it's only an antique after 100 years. I don't really care. Like, is it cool? Do I like it? Does it fit my vibe? And then the rest is all like superfluous to me. But that would be my breakdown of it, people use the term free and loose because they'll be like antique armoire, and it's got like a cutout for a TV.
Yeah.
Like, listen, Linda, they didn't have TVs when antiques were made. So, at least not the big giant ones, you know?
Okay. Now we got to figure out how to fit a grain sack on this. Let's get it wet distressed. We do have a rag that'll work. Right here. It's already
I'm a
wet.
Llama Mama says, I just tried to, let's see, is Caitlin on here? Oh, there she is.
Yeah, Caitlin's on here.
I'm a Llama Mama. If you still have issues signing up, would you email customercare@jamirayvintage.com. Be sure to spell Jami, Jami. That's like the hardest thing that happens to everybody. And then Caitlin can email you. Maybe we can figure out why it won't let you get added. Okay, so wet distress time. Damp rag. I'm gonna go kind of light because guess what? We're really shiny and not very well cured, so it'll come off fairly easily. Well, maybe.
I love these old grain
20
sacks.
years later.
The patching was real then. Look at that. Someone really got after that one.
I just like to distress it where it would naturally have aged and where my kids are gonna probably scratch it up anyways.
Let's see.
Does it
Fulton
have white
seamless,
wax?
extra heavy. Yeah, I'll grab some white wax.
The water will make this distress, and then once the wax cures, then the paint will come off. I use wax on a lot of my pieces, even though some people don't think it's as durable. But if you get a scratch on wax, it's really easy to come back and re-wax it and kind of buff it. Whereas if you scratch through a top coat, you got to do a lot more steps than that to fix it.
You typically got to sand it back down smooth. Because if you just top coat over it again, it's gonna show.
And I'm not worried about a heavy distress on this because the white wax will come get down in all those yummy details. Let me heat gun this.
I'm ready to white wax.
You're ready?
Yeah, are you gonna wipe it back after me?
Yeah.
It's usually my job.
I can white wax and you can white back. Do you want to heat gun that other chair while I'm...
No, I think we'll let it ride. I might go set it in the sun. It'll probably get dry
Oh, yeah.
uniformly and quick while we upholster this other one.
Perfect. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm putting the chair in your face. All right, always around the cracks and underneath the rungs is where you get like drips and where paint doesn't like to dry. Okay, I want to show you. It'll get darker too, but here's what the distressing looks like. Just a natural light distress, nothing crazy.
Kind of where it normally have age and wear. It'll get a little more as it goes over time.
Hey Phyllis, she's watching from her husband's nursing home. And Tiganique said that they're having a baby shower for her daughter. She's having a boy. Yay, that's awesome. We love babies. I love it even better when other people are having babies.
My parents added 4 grandchildren. Well, they're adding 4 grandchildren this year. My brother's wife had twin boys that they're still in the NICU.
His other brother, not Ty.
Not Ty. The youngest brother of the brothers. I come from a family of 6. I'm the oldest, and then there's 3 boys and then 3 girls. But anyway, so my mom's super excited. My baby sister is having her first daughter in about a week and a half, and then
so excited.
The middle sister, which is the second youngest in the family, I know it's hard to keep track of all this, she's having her 4th child, which is a girl. She just found out yesterday she's having a girl.
Well, she's had some stillbirths, so there's a few more kids in there than that. But yeah, so we're super excited about all these new additions into the family. And I'm also excited that I am, like, my 6th child is Jami Ray Vintage. Is what I tell people.
We're seeing all these people have babies, and you know, it's one of those things where like, that was a fun phase in life, but we like sleep. We have 5 children. It's enough.
Yes, we do have enough. And you know what? If God gave us one more, and it was like a oopsie, we'd be like, sweet, we'll do that too.
Yeah, it'd be all right.
Cute. Sally from IOD, I don't know if you guys know this, she's having a girl and she is 48 and she's a super mama.
She was not prepared for it though.
I think she is now. And her youngest is...
Oh, I'm supposed to be wiping that.
Yeah, her youngest is 6. So there's not a huge gap. She's already had one baby in her 40s. She has some adult children and she's such a cute pregnant mama. And I can't wait to snuggle that baby. I'm definitely gonna be making trips to California for work and baby snuggling. I sent her a message the other day. I'm like, so if we have any like work trips, are you gonna bring that baby with you? Because I feel like that'd be a good idea. And Josie just had her first grandbaby from IOD, so lots of babies going on.
All right, so since this chair, I mean, I know we were getting some comments
Sorry,
early on in the video. Since it was already painted, you know, maybe if this had like a really great wood finish on it and was stained and was beautiful oak, it would be cool to, you know, maybe do a refinish if it was an actual antique that was worth a lot of money.
So these chairs came painted like this.
Okay. Oh, I'm assuming.
No, I
that
mean
this
like
is like an enamel paint job. It's cracking like enamel.
The antique replica came painted.
Oh,
That's
really?
what I'm trying to say, yeah.
Like back in the day, this would have been
Back
painted.
in the day, people often think that painting furniture is a new concept. It's actually not.
But I don't think we're taking away anything from the chair by painting it. I mean, we did get rid of that old kind of whatever that motif was on the top.
The fruit. The fruit is
The
gone.
fruit and
Let's have a moment of silence for fruit.
The fruit and the old
Moment
like,
of silence
leaves.
for the fruit.
I'm not ready for the moment of silence yet. I don't know that they need a moment of silence. I don't know that they'll be missed.
My mom had me when she was 43. I think that's why we had Jack when we did, because I was like, you know, if we don't have Jack, then you know I'm going to have a baby in my 40s. And Zeb's like, let's have Jack. He's turning 7 this summer. I cannot believe, those of you that have been watching our channel since the beginning, remember when it was...
Jack was just a tiny little guy when we started the
little
channel.
chubby Jack was 1 year old when we started filming. We have a video on like how to do DIY wax. Jack's all of about 3 years old. If you search Jami Ray vintage wax video or something, it should pop up. And Jack is showing you how to use DIY wax. And at the end, he like advertises for it. The cutest little thing. He's totally marketable.
He's still a pretty cute guy. I don't know if it's because he's the youngest, but he seems to be holding on to that longer than the other kids. The other kids, by the time they were 7, they're like, yeah, I'm not a little kid anymore. And Jack still has that vibe.
He's kind of an old soul, though. You'll probably see more of the kids this summer while the kids are home. Inevitably, they get on camera.
So fun thing, Jami, well, I guess it's not fun. Jami's got to go to Pittsburgh for a funeral next weekend. So I am going to be here alone for the Saturday night thrift haul, and I'm going to do it with Odelia and maybe Eliza if the girls can promise not to fight amongst themselves. Because, you know, they're at that fun age where teenage sisters argue a little bit.
A new Ray baby would be almost more ours than yours. It would be yours, so I'd be like, what is going on here? We have 2 new Ray babies. Their names are Han and Chewy, and they're sheep and they poop everywhere.
Yeah.
Zeb's got to give Eliza a sheep.
I got to give her the 101 on how to clean up
the
your
sheep
sheep pen.
All right, so we're just giving it kind of a like old worn effect. The white wax is a great option to give it an oxidized look and make it look like it's painted white in all the cracks. And in this case, we'll show you up close, but with all the little beehive detail, it's awesome because you just stick it in there and you don't really want to pull the wax out of the cracks. That's where it looks the best. After a day, you could come back and then really buff it. We're not pulling all the wax off. We're just wiping it back because I put it on nice and thick. And then if you let it cure, in about 30 days, it's like rock hard and good to go. I'm telling you, wax finishes, this is the same finish that's on my chairs. Can't even talk. On my stairs in the other room.
We walk on it every day and it's only waxed.
Yeah, I waxed the crap out of those things and then we buffed them really hard and I sanded them and they're all like squeaky and they hold up to all kinds of abuse.
So the thing I really love about the weathered wood and the white wax is the weathered wood looks more brown. It's like a brownish grayish color, but it's darker, right? And then when you put the white wax on, it gets this really great gray tone. And on smalls especially, it's got kind of like this faux cement look, depending on what you painted. I'll show you guys a close-up here in just a sec once I'm done wiping it back.
Melissa says they're Hitchcock fruit chairs. They're Hitchcock reproduction fruit chairs, as far as we can tell. And we are leaving the seat in, so if somebody wanted to come back, I guess they could strip all the paint off and take the fabric off. I don't know. I love, though, about the DIY paint, because it has clay in it. If you put it on a little thick like I did because I'm impatient, you get like cracks in the paint, and that's where the white wax settles. So if you were to take like a traditional like wall paint and paint it on something, it has a self-leveler in it so you don't get the brush strokes. But then when you come back and wax it like we're doing today, it has nowhere for that wax to settle down in, and it just kind of goes like, it's just not great. So that's how you get this look. A lot of people ask me like what makes this paint special, and that's part of it. The other thing too is because the paint is really porous, it soaks that wax up. Whereas a paint that has a built-in top coat or isn't as porous as this type of paint isn't going to accept that wax the same way, and the look is just a little different.
Yeah, once this wax hardens, this finish is going to be rock solid.
And I don't want to sound like a commercial, but you can pick the paint products used today at JamiRayVintage.com.
I've been telling people, I'm like, we got this stuff at JamiRayVintage.com. That's where we got it.
We really did.
Because you know, you watch YouTube and people are always telling you where to find the supplies so you can recreate the same look. Well, that's where we got the supplies.
Yeah, Caitlin was pregnant. Caitlin's mom actually wasn't pregnant when she had had her second baby when my mom got pregnant with me, because Zachary was born in July and then I was born September of the following year. So she'd already had 2 kids. And then my other sister had had 1. So my mom wore my sister's maternity clothes. All right, we almost got that rubbed in?
Yeah, I got some splotchiness where I grabbed it with my fingers.
There's a little here, and then, oh, good thing you got that to like stop my hand from whacking you.
That's why I wear
there
it.
There was a lot of chunky wax in the top of this like bar, like right here. Did you get that?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay.
It came back through.
Okay.
I think that's good enough for now. If we need to touch up, you can always come back with the white wax if you're not happy with how it's looking or how it's settling in, or even clear wax, and either remove some or add some. Okay, we're ready. We're ready to upholster.
We're ready? All right. We tried to be a lot more ready than this, but we didn't get there.
We're like,
Zeb, can you show them the seat up close? I want them to see all the yummy wax and the cracks.
Yeah, I'll come bring it.
I feel like wax and the crack. I don't know any other way to say it, but it doesn't sound great. If you're watching the replay and you're wondering who we talked to, check the live comments and you can see all the live chat, because we filmed this in a live stream.
So we didn't paint the seat because that's getting covered.
Yeah, because it doesn't pop out. I thought that it would. A lot of times when you get stuff like this, the seats do pop out, and that makes it tremendously easier, but this doesn't. So we're gonna get started on the upholstering aspect of this.
And this will settle down a little more as it cures up.
And I might stencil on the backs of these later on down the road. They've got that big, whatever band right here. I feel like that'd be perfect to number them or put some sort of French stencil. So I might come back and bring back some stenciling later, but not today. Okay, let's get started. I went to, hold on, I'm coming back. I went to the Walmart this morning because it's the only craft store open at 7 o'clock. And I got this pack of foam. It's actually 4 different sheets. And it was $9.98 or something, under $10. And you can do 1 piece or 2 if you want it like extra fluffy, 3, 4. On a seat like this, I feel like it looks weird if it's extra fluffy. So I'm just gonna do 1.
Empress said, I've been running around in my grain sack apron all day. I don't have anything that requires an apron. I'm just excited to get it.
Hey, you wear that grain sack apron as much as you want. If you don't know what she's talking about, we have a separate website called jrbhome.com, and we sell our homewares, and we carry aprons made out of the same grain sacks. Not sewn by me, so they're actually a decent job of sewing. All right, so I'm just cutting for
the little slits in the corners. Just go slow. That's the easiest way to do it. Which one did you want to do? Do you want to do this one with the patch on it? We have 2 chairs to do. One's outside drying in the sun, if you're just joining.
I'm just gonna cut this off here. So now I've got this wrapped around here. And oops, it's actually the perfect size for the front of this, so I actually don't need to do any trimming on it. So like that's pretty darn good there.
Are you gonna use?
Yeah, so batting comes
the batting?
next. So if you were to just leave this like this, you would get some weird, sharp angle situations. That's not my jam. So we're going to cover it up with batting. This is my favorite kind. I don't like the poly foam batting. I don't know what you'd call it, but like the cheaper batting, because I don't feel like it pulls as naturally. I don't know. That's just my whatever. This was under $10 for this as well. It'll be enough for 2
I'll just hand
seats.
that to you. Do we need to cut little strips and run them right here?
Nah.
Okay.
All right, can you
You
put
gonna
this
put
on the
enough-
front? Let's cut.
You gonna put
This-
enough batting on there that it doesn't matter?
I'm just gonna pull it. Don't worry, we got it.
I'm not great at upholstery. I don't.
So we need to, this is gonna have to wrap around the back a little, so I'm gonna leave a few inches up here. Can you cut me?
Do you want it to come down so that it can go over the front of the seat?
So I'm gonna cut this and give myself an inch this way, and then would you go around the front?
Is this enough to wrap on the sides here?
Yes, it is. And then just give me about 2 inches below that line.
Okay. I'm gonna give a little extra. You can always cut off more. You can't go back once you cut too short.
True story.
Okay,
All right, where'd the scissors go?
they're right here.
We've got to go around these bars, which you saw me cut out the little square for the foam, so.
Guys, if you've been waiting for the kitchen to get trimmed out, I think that's happening this weekend.
We have to do pictures for a magazine for the Turquoise Iris Journal, for the digital magazine that Dion has. And so we've got to get a few things done. We're finishing up the porch today and tomorrow, and then a few things around the house, not a ton. So I just made a slit, and I'm just pulling that around. Just picking up what I'm throwing down. Now we are ready for grain sack fabric. You can also trim this. I like to put slits in this to go around the corners, but you do whatever works for you. Every seat's a little bit different too, so the more that you do, the more you're gonna be comfortable with it. Okay, let's cut the grain sack fabric. Some people will staple this on, and maybe I should. Should we staple this on so it's not moving around? Let's put like 4 staples.
Well, don't you need to get it tight and then it's gonna bunch?
No. All right, so is this all ready to go? Did you test it?
I have not tested it. We got it this morning because I didn't feel like bringing the whole air compressor in here.
Which one's on? This one?
No, that's off. O is for off.
Oh, I need probably safety glasses.
Okay, I'll go run and get you
There's
some
some
safety
in my
equipment.
car. When I was vacuuming it out today, I found it.
Yeah.
So we got an electric staple gun. This was just under $30 at Walmart. That's where it happened to be this morning. Normally I use a handheld or a air compressed one, but I know a lot of you guys have said that handhelds are hard for you, and an air compressor really isn't an option. And the electric ones are nice because you just have to plug them in, they're inexpensive, and you have to pull a trigger, and you're gonna get a much, I don't know, more forceful staple in your upholstery job as opposed to like when you're doing the handheld, because some of the handheld force is by you. So if you have arthritis or you're not super strong or whatever, or you just have a big project and it's gonna make your hand cramp, this is kind of a good option. So we're gonna try this out. I've used one before, it's just been a really long time. Will the foam cover the side edges? So the foam is gonna pull down and soften the edges. Let me show you this. So if the foam was too big, I would totally use a bread knife and cut it down. But I want you to see what happens when I pull this. Do you see how that foam kind of comes down over the edge? So that is actually how it's gonna look, but with the grain sack fabric. The other thing I like about grain sack fabric is it's really thick. So it hides
Do you
a
want to
multitude
spin
of
this on its lid?
upholstery sins, yeah. And I should disclose, I'm not a professional upholsterer by any means.
Just showing you how we do it, and it's worked so far. So.
Yeah, so I didn't really want to do that.
Oh, you want it up like that?
Yeah, because it's just easier for me.
Okay.
Sorry.
Do you need me to hold one side while you pull the side tight?
No, I'm just gonna use my fingers. Did I do it right? Are you sure that's on?
I don't know. Maybe the other way is on. It's plugged in.
Is there a safety somewhere?
Hold on. I don't know. Try now.
Let me just try it.
Let me see this thing. We probably should have tested it. We just bought it this
I
morning.
think because it's not super level, maybe.
Oh, you have to get the... No, that's not going.
Are you sure it's plugged in?
Yeah, it's plugged in.
Are you sure the electric works there?
Yeah, the light's on. All right, I'll go over here on this side and we'll see if it's the outlet over here. Or I may have
am careful. I have my safety glasses on.
I may have it loaded wrong.
I have only stapled my hand once or twice and never with a staple gun. I have nailed it when I did shiplap. I think maybe it's loaded wrong.
Yep, we're gonna see right now.
I mean, that seems like the logical way to load it. Oh!
Got it. It was loaded wrong. It's like there's no staples in here. I don't know that the staple comes out the front part here, so you got to go a little bit past.
So that's not actually how
Hopefully
it's
that's where you wanted it.
Nope, it's not. There we go.
Just pull it out.
All right.
And if you need longer ones, I have half.
I feel like you are right. I may have to. Can you hold that on for
Yep,
me?
I'll hold it so that it's nice and. So really, what we wanted to do today, we're like, let's test this out on the live video for the
How
first time.
awkward can we? Just hold your hand on there. Don't hold this. Just hold this.
So this whole thing slid.
Oh. Okay, there we go. Is it good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, hold that, just like that.
Okay, I got it.
And I'm gonna pull this. There's not really like a great bar down here to staple to either. Maybe I gotta come like in at that angle.
She's after we do live upholstery, she's always like, "Why did I do that?" Did you turn it off? Nope.
That is not working the way I wanted it to. It's because there's not like a solid bar. All right, I think I got it. I'm gonna have to hammer that one down. Okay, next side. At least the front has like a better bar and the back has like a little better bar. Here, can you let go?
Yep.
Can you put your hand right there?
Yep.
Sorry, I wish you guys could see this, but move your finger out of the way so you don't.
It's all right. I have stapled my finger a lot of times. It's something you can recover from.
I don't want to staple your finger. It comes out above it, right?
Yep. I feel like this is not made for upholstery. You shot it up over the top.
This is a struggle. Why is this like this?
It
makes
has
it
to
so
be
difficult.
completely flat.
Where's our handheld staple gun?
I'll go see if I can find it.
I'm getting a workout. I'll show you guys. Like it's because there's like a lip. It's like this thin on the bottom, and it really sucks. This feels unsafe. Don't worry. Do not try this at home. It would be safer if I had like a solid edge, but this is not going according to plan. Another option is I could just staple it along here and trim it out. Zeb, I got another plan. I have another plan. So another option is to just staple along the edge, which I think is what I'm gonna do because this really sucks to staple underneath. So change of plans. I'm gonna have to get up here and show you what I'm gonna do. So traditionally, or what would have been easiest, I would like to staple underneath, right? But there's like this little teeny tiny thin ledge that is not my friend. So I'm going to just staple to the front right here, and then I'll just do a trim piece because that is going to be a lot easier. This wood is really, really hard too. Make sure this is where it's supposed to be. My foam keeps slip sliding. I've gone to plan B.
You got it figured out?
Yeah, I'm
You're
just
just
gonna-
up on the counter with it?
I'm getting.
Oh, around the sides.
Yeah, and then I'll just put trim.
I like it.
Oh, you know.
I did get this one functional if you
Well,
need to use it.
I don't think it would have worked really because this is really hard wood. So I just don't know that I'd be strong enough to get it in. Is that? foam is like slip sliding.
Julia says, girl, turn that chair upside down on the island. We would, but then it'd fall off. It's like hard to hold it straight.
Can you put your hand on the top and hold this?
Yeah.
This wood is like really
pretty
hard.
You can't make your hand move back once you pull the trigger.
All right, no, that didn't get it.
Is that not getting it? You want to try my power shot?
No.
I'm gonna try it right over here. Oh, it works pretty good.
Fine. Yeah, it's working fine. All right, well, this one is what we're going with. I wanted to show you this awesome one that I'm not paid to tell you is awesome, but it's just not as awesome as I'd hoped. All right, so I'm putting this mostly in place. I'm not gonna worry about
go crazy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about crazy. So what I will do, because we are gonna trim this out, is as soon as I get this in place, then we're gonna trim this off before I put the grain sack fabric on, so we're not having to like cut twice at once. I do promise you that the electric staple guns do work if the wood is not super hard. This wood is like ridiculously hard. I've never had that happen before, but I feel like...
Do you want me to trim off over here?
Yeah, that's fine. I feel like every now and then, you gotta have things go a little rough. Life can't be perfect. All right, I'm gonna move this. I'll wait till you're done and then I'll staple it back.
Are you gonna bring this around, or are you just going right here?
If I actually made returns, I'd return that to the Walmart, but
if you actually
I'm not good at returns. I try. I put in my best effort, and then a month or two later.
Here, read some comments while I take this as you spin it.
Okay. Jana says sometimes Old Faithful is best. Electric staples can't hold a candle to pneumatic. No, pneumatic is really the best, and I have one.
We have one, but one of the cords broke, and so I'd have to bring. I don't have the long 50-foot hose. I cord one of the cords. One of the hoses broke on me, and I don't have a long 50-foot hose right now, so the air compressor would have to be in here with us running on the live video, and it's not that great. It's worse than the heat gun, I'll tell you that.
The beauty of a good Hitchcock chair, it's hard to last forever. There we go. Okay, now we've got it covered. Ta-da! Ow. Are you sure that part of the chair is actually wood? Yeah, it's not MDF. It's a really well-made chair. It really could be a Hitchcock chair, but it's too late now because it's already painted.
I don't know that it would have mattered if it had like an authentic stamp with a signature on it. We probably still would have painted it.
If I knew it was worth like $2,000, I might not. All right, can we get the grain sack? Which one did they vote on? Which one did we want?
I don't know that they voted. Were they voting?
Which one do you want? Do you want the
I thought that
patch,
one with
or do you want the
sewn patch?
The sewn patch.
I think the one with the actual patch on here is cool.
Okay.
I like that one.
We sell these grain sacks at jrvhome.com. That's our home decor website. You can use these to make pillows out of. I know Jane Brown's on here. She's done a lot with these. And they're actually like authentic ones. And they've got authentic battle damage. So I'm going to figure out how much I need. And I am careful not to just slit the whole back, because I don't need this whole grain sack. So if I pull it where I want it and I just cut off what I'm not going to use, then I can make a lumbar pillow or whatever. Is Caitlin leaving?
Yep, she had to take off.
Okay.
Cordelia's got comments.
All right. Bye, Caitlin. Okay, so we've got this here. We need another this many inches. So I'm going to cut this right here. Does that sound right? I think this needs to move up a little more, actually.
Okay.
I just want to make sure.
So you're just folding it and kind of gauging the distance?
Yeah, I'm good at that, right? Don't cut it.
Well, these scissors aren't super great, so good luck.
You don't think I can do it?
Yeah, I agree with Janet Byrne. Hitchcock style, maybe.
It's essence of Hitchcock.
And you know, I really don't worry too much about that kind of stuff.
All right.
It's just not something that goes through my brain.
Now I've got this. This is actually a really easy grain sack pillow to make now because we've already got the sides. So if you sew the bottom and then sew most of the top and stuff it. It's really cute, and I actually like to stencil on these and make cute little lumbars. So be really like cautious when you're doing these grain sacks that you save pieces, because they're like $29, I think, a piece. So they're not cheap. So you want to get every inch out of them. This part, I don't think we're going to have much that we can save. So I'll probably just cut about here. Nobody's going to be making, I guess I could make one of those beanbag things you put at the bottom of doors for drafts. That's about all that's going to fit in what's left over here.
So if you guys want to catch the live, since Odelia's doing comments, if you want to catch the live with Odelia in it, it's in June. It's like the first weekend in June.
So not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, I will be in Pittsburgh with my mama. So I'm just going to cut open the back here. Maybe. People always say get better scissors. I buy better scissors, and then you get used for like a myriad of activities that are not fabric.
They're great cutting devices for all things.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to turn this towards me. Sorry, guys. I want that the stripes are really important that you get straight, and so once I get them mostly even how I want them.
Okay, so you need to come over in the front just a hair. I don't know the matter for cutting it. How far down are you cutting? Are you going to cut it down to about right here?
No.
Right there?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to cut a little bit, and then I'm going to cut a little more.
All right. So she's cutting it so we can get around these, because the seat doesn't come off. If you guys are just joining us, we figured out the hard way right before the live video that the seats don't come off, so we had to improvise and paint the chairs. We were going to paint them and wax them and have this whole thing all done. I was going to paint them while she upholstered the seat, and then now we had to switch gears.
All right.
Leah Drake says that she hides her weapon grade scissors in her bedroom drawer. It's good idea. I
have to hide them from myself. I'm the #1 offender. I didn't say that my kids were the ones that did it.
We do, I have several things in several drawers that are like, hey, if you get in this drawer, you're probably going to be in trouble. But mostly it's just like my wallet and keys, important papers that I need to not forget.
Okay.
Oh, so you're not going down underneath anymore at all. You're just going to go to the edge.
So I'm just going to be going to the edge here,
Okay.
and then I will be putting on a, how much time do we have? Okay, it's 10:52. I will try to get it done so you guys can see it, but what I like to do is take strips of the leftover fabric, and I bunch them up with hot glue. Do we even have a hot glue gun here, or is it at the shop?
Jenna, our kitchen shears are like, they don't last. Like they're great for cooking and for food, but they're right there, and we do so much crafting right here, like they get used for everything.
Nothing is sacred here. All right. Well, no crafting supplies are sacred. All right, we're gonna put this on here, and I'm gonna staple across the bottom.
Jane says that she hides all of her stuff up high where no one can find them, and when she dies, they're gonna find all the scissors.
Jane, are you tall? Because Zeb's tall. He likes to hide stuff. So I'm trying to just find out where the ledge is.
Are you gonna do the ruffle?
Yes. I will be doing.
Pat says you're brave to do this live, but the other chair that you did with the ruffle turned out good. I'll show you guys. I'll show you the last chair we did live. It's right here. It's holding up great. I sit in it for just about every meal, and other kids sit in it too. This is a grain sack that we sell, like kind of like a replica. You can buy this by the yard.
And it already has authentic stains.
It's a little dirty. Apparently Jack's been eating on it too.
No, that's where you eat.
No, I don't spill on there. I cover up that whole seat when I eat.
That's true. Your bum does offer complete seat coverage.
So that's the ruffle trim that we may do on this. I'm not sure. I haven't gotten the word yet.
You are correct in that. You could also just do like a really great.
Do I need to get a heat gun going?
What?
Do I need to get a heat gun glue gun warmed up?
Yes.
Or are we gonna
that's what I asked if we had one here still.
We got that old one that's kind of dying on us.
That's all right.
The good one's at the shop right now.
I've been using old tools all day today, so it's fine. So can you guys see what I did there? I just stapled along this edge. I will add more staples, but I like to not put all my staples on until I'm finished because sometimes I mess up. And then if you put a billion staples,
it helps you keep from pulling too tight and getting creases and weird ruffly stuff going on.
But you do want to pull tight enough that it doesn't look loose and wonky because it will loosen up over time. With stripes, you got to be careful. That thing looks worse than a stripe that's been pulled too tight. So when it comes to corners, there's about a million opinions on how to do them. I'm just going to show you how I do them. First, I'm going to cut off this excess fabric. Where's my really dull scissors?
They're right here underneath here.
Are they under my leg?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you need me to start cutting some strips so you can do the trim?
Yeah, that would be good. I'll give you this leftovers. Part of wasting knot is making your own trim, which is something I started doing. I can't even remember who was the original suggester of that, but it came up on a live video and it's something I've done many times.
How wide do you want it? About an inch?
How wide is this?
About an inch and a half.
Okay. Yeah, that's good like that. I mean, maybe less than that. I don't know. I'm not like super particular. So I like to come up on the corner on each side. And then you get like this little bit of fabric that's left over. And then I just pull that down as much as I can and get as minimal amounts of pleats as possible. Some people are able to do like no pleats. I am not that person.
Lisa says, I'm sitting here nodding my head at Jamie's question because of course she can see me.
I can read your comments and imagine in my mind. Okay, now I'm good.
Okay, so I just took this scrap piece here and you know, it's not exactly perfectly straight. I didn't use a straight edge or a razor, but it's gonna be roughly and you're not gonna see that when it's all bunched up.
All right, do you guys see that corner? Then once I put the ruffle here, you're not gonna see any of that. So
yeah, we'll cut that. And so what Jamie does is she just gets it and she just kind of starts gluing it down and bunching it up like this with the hot glue. And then that creates that ruffly edge.
I feel like seeing somebody do this in real time, even though it takes forever to finish the project, is good because upholstery is hard and some of it you just do by feel.
Do you want to know what gun you were using?
This is from Home Depot.
Yep. Model 5700M.
Sears used to have one that we liked. Sears are less common than they used to. Oh gosh.
You put that right in that thread, you're not getting through.
Hold on.
Are those still the 1/2 inch staples? Do you need me to go, or are you using 3/8?
I might need bigger staples.
Let me go get you the 1/2 inch ones.
All right. I'm just gonna get this down and then we can put some serious, oh, I'm out of staples. Some serious mamma jammas in there. All right, we're getting there, guys. We only have this side to do and the corner, and then we'll be ready to go. There's the top of the seat with the authentic patch situation on there. And I think this is gonna work out really, really good. And these chairs were free, so it makes me very happy. Let's see what we got. Megan says you've gotten really good at upholstering live. Maybe not a minute ago. I am getting good at not like throwing it across the room while I'm live.
There you go.
Okay. Hey Seb, what kind of staple gun is Jamie using?
I think, didn't I just,
Yeah.
are you back, did you go back behind?
I don't know, but there you go. Screenshot that. Any style that's like this is gonna be good.
Because what it does is you use your whole arm to push it down because of that style, and you also push against the piece so it goes in really well. You're not like, it doesn't bounce back because you push with your whole arm there.
Did I do something wrong?
Yep.
My hair's not staying in. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I did a live reel on how I achieve my side pony braid.
Okay,
Mostly it's just to poke fun at all the hair videos, because those of us that are DIYers are like, yeah, but how do you actually accomplish anything with your hair like that? So I'm gonna do a whole series on like how to style your hair but actually get crap done at the same time.
Yeah, if you guys have been checking stories out, what Kai's talking about the porch, we don't often put finished pictures or finished videos up until the video is ready. But if you watch Jami's stories, she's always doing little snippets, sneak peeks, things like that in stories on Instagram and in YouTube as well. Uh-oh, is it jammed?
Nope. I was going to disclose though, like I share really random stuff. So if you're not into like occasionally getting a hair tutorial or seeing what Jack had for lunch, then stories might not be your jam.
Yeah, it's got a lot. It's got like a whole mix of everything going on.
All right, now we're back to the
Sally,
corner.
if you don't have Instagram, a lot of times you can just look on stories here on YouTube. If you go to our YouTube page, it's right there over on the side. There's like videos, playlists, stories, and then
Well, if you go to our
community.
little circle icon,
Oh yeah.
that's where like that has our picture on it. Click that, that'll take you to stories. And I put the same stories on YouTube that I do on Instagram, because I know, I mean, this is YouTube is where we're at, and not a lot of people that are on YouTube are not on Instagram or Facebook. So I like to put the same stuff.
Jenna
for
said
everybody.
that she saw how we were leash training the sheep in stories. Like you get all kinds of fun, good stuff in the stories because it's the little in between video stuff that doesn't make it into a video a lot of times.
All right. Sorry guys, I'm struggling, but I'm gonna get this.
Jane Brown. Yeah, the shot of Jack hiding behind the grain sack curtains over in the corner by the pantry. He had a snack with him underneath that, and
I didn't know that.
He was supposed to be to bed like half an hour before that, and I came downstairs and I see these two little feet hanging down underneath. So I snapped a quick picture and I was like, Jack, where are you? And he wasn't giving it up. Like he was hiding.
I thought that you could not see
Yeah.
them. So I'm gonna add extras because this chair is being a pain in my derriere.
Brenda, the leash trained sheep might be adorable if they were trained. They're very young. Like we got to treat them like brand new little puppies. Like just because they're as big as a full-grown dog right now, they weigh about 40 pounds. They're still only about 10, 11 weeks old, so they're not very old. So we're being patient with them.
So it's funny because Eliza was talking at church with one of her leaders about our sheep, and so I get this text message, and she says, my daughter really loves sheep. Could she come? I thought it said, could she come and bring like her birthday party over? So apparently we're now like a full-fledged petting zoo. And I was like, sure, you know, they're kind of shy, whatever. Then I get this text, hey, can Zeb still come over on Saturday with the sheep? And I was like, oh, there must have been some miscommunication because those sheep will not be walking to your house.
So Jane, we don't bottle feed them. They were weaned before we got them.
Yep.
Which is why we had to wait until they were 8 weeks old to get them.
Yep. They took care of that while they were still with their breeder. The breeder is really fastidious. Sorry guys, I'm making sure I'm getting into the meat of the chair.
They're asking lots of questions about the sheep. So Carolyn, I haven't had to burp them for a while. That was when they were first brand new and they were eating all the grass out of where their pen was. And they ate all the leaves down low on the apples. And they'd been used to eating, so they got weaned on dry alfalfa, which is just hay. And that's what we feed them, but they had access to like this new green stuff. And that's what kind of set their system off. Like they can eat it all the time, but you have to introduce it to them slowly if that's what their diet's going to be. Like they can't just go straight from dry food to like fresh green food or they bloat.
So only 10% different at a time.
Oh, thanks for the super chat, Janet. Gave us $5.
She's like, here's $5 for your struggle this morning.
Yeah. It's going to look awesome here
I'm
in
gonna
about
get
5
this.
minutes. If you guys want to hang out, we'll be done in about 5
Okay, I can't guarantee awesome, but I can guarantee like.
I think it already looks good and you haven't even trimmed it.
Oh, that's why I keep you around.
Donna Bell, yeah, Jami will be in the Pittsburgh area. She's got her cousin died a couple weeks ago and she's coming to a funeral and taking her mom with her.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna get.
So Drake, the way you burp the sheep is you get them around by their side. You can kind of see when they're starting to bloat because their tummy kind of pooches out to the left a little bit. And you just rub them right there on their tummy where it's pooching and they burp.
It's much like burping children. And yes, Zeb was the chief kid burper. I actually, when I nursed my babies, you don't really have air bubbles in your breasts when you're nursing. So I didn't really burp them a whole lot.
So Brenda really likes this upcycle on these chairs. She has some, and she just refinished hers.
Could you give me the strip and I'll get started on that?
Yep, here's a little strip. I'm gonna have to get more.
Yeah, we're gonna save this if we can to make a pillow.
Okay.
It'd be cute to put a little back pillow
I've
there.
got
Where's
this
the
weird
gun?
piece here that I'm gonna make you more
Glue
strip.
gun.
Is that
Okay.
gonna reach, or do
Yeah.
we need to reposition you on the island?
Important tip is only use high temp glue. They make specialty glue for fabric. You can use like the Gorilla. Is this?
I told
not,
you
like,
that,
super hot
that
yet.
heat gun's not, or that glue gun's not, it's on its last leg. We've had it for like 10 years.
All right.
I don't
Well,
know
it's
that
not.
it's heating up good.
It'll take a minute.
So we may not be able to show you if that doesn't work right.
No.
Maybe Eliza's got one up in her room that works. Like
She doesn't have a high temp that I know of. We have a really good like construction one that I bought at Home Depot.
It's at the shop right now though.
It's at the shop. Occasionally, it's at the shop along with like our iron that we don't use at home either.
Okay, here's another strip. So this is what the trim's gonna be. Let me go run and see if Eliza's got something real quick.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get a little bit of glue on here. I'm gonna make this work. So once you get your glue on there, you put the edge of your strip there. Now this is going to fray over time, and then you pinch just like a pie crust. Can you guys see that? If you don't like the idea that it will fray over time, and I'll have Zeb show you the other chair really quick that we've had for months, then don't do this. Because I had somebody like, I did it, but then it frayed. I'm like, yep. That's the point. Some fabrics fray different than others. You could hem it and do like fray check on it, but sad glue gun. I think this glue gun might have originally belonged to my mother. My mother hasn't crafted for many moons. So put it on here and then pinch like a pie crust. And you just kind of work your way. Is that a full temp glue gun?
Yeah.
That's not gonna work. It's all right. I don't want to do
Are you
it.
making that one work?
Yeah, I'm just pushing it from the back.
No, it's high temp.
Oh, it's high temp?
Yeah. You asked, is that a high temp? And I said, yep.
Oh, I thought you said nope.
Nope, I said yep.
Okay, well,
It's a little bitty one.
it's warming up now.
Is it finally warming up?
Yeah, it just took a little longer. Sometimes you just
And it
have
might be that the glue's getting old. Like, I feel like that one hasn't been working well for a long time. Like, I'll let it sit there for a whole live video, and it's not ready to go yet.
So this covers up the staples, it covers up the raw edge, and if you get it and you're like, oh, that doesn't quite look right, you can also use a heat gun and reactivate that glue and touch it up anywhere if it starts to go a little crooked or wonky on you. But, so there you go. And it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. So if you want it to be perfect, you can, but I'm not super worried about it. I like it.
Amber's in Unique Gift says that she just got a heat knife to help keep fabric from fraying, but she hasn't had the courage to use it yet. I'm curious to see how that works for you.
Seb, I had one of those. It's almost like a branding iron.
Oh, really?
And I used it when I used to make hair bows for the girls when they were little. So
Did you just cut it with the heat?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And it's like, it's better than using a lighter, which is what I did before that. All right. All right, you can see that it's a little bit imperfect, but it works really well. And I'm gonna continue the glue dries slower with that stick. It seems like it lasts longer than usual. I use the long glue sticks, so I don't bother with those squatty little things. I like the big long ones. And I've got these at Hobby Lobby and Home Depot. So
Home Depot.
buy the big glue gun.
Ironically, Home Depot has a lot of options for glue sticks.
They also make, if you're gonna be using a couch, then you would wanna buy, they have like coiled ones, like really long glue sticks, then you're not having to like refill it or whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna keep working on these chairs. I'll get them done. I'll probably just do them intermittently today while Zeb's working on the porch and I'm waiting for him to be like, hey, I need this.
Yeah, we'll have these finished in a nice completed picture, all staged up in the community tab on YouTube, and you can probably also see them on Instagram and Facebook.
Give them a pan?
Yep.
I feel like it looks all right.
Here, hop off the table so I can
Okay.
scooch this back and show them. Show them the whole deal. All right, so whole chair here, right? I'll bring it close so you can see it. Still got all the markings from the grain sack because it's old and authentic. And there's even a patch.
And a Sharpie on the back.
And these are gonna look great around our farm table.
Yeah. And I like to take elements like this and then add ruffles, which is a little bit more feminine. It's definitely like, I would say this falls into cottagecore. And if it doesn't, and I don't know what cottagecore is, then oh well, I'm calling it cottagecore. But
it's the new word for farmhouse. All the same styles, you just rebranded it to core.
I just feel like farmhouse went so modern, like yuppie farmhouse. Sorry if that's you. That they had to create a new genre, which is more cottagey, handmade, imperfect farmhouse. And I feel like cottagecore kind of falls into that vibe, along with things like homesteading and whatnot. So totally things we're into. If you want to buy these grain sacks, you can pick them up at jrbhome.com. And if you want paint and the wax, that's jamirayvintage.com. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
Bye guys. I guess I don't need these anymore.
No, we could have taken them off a long time ago.
I was keeping my eyeballs safe.
Well, I could have taken mine off. You were using the gun.